Something about favor.
Becoming. The story of LaToya Wilson.
I'm from a little small town. So everybody knows me from being from St. Louis, but I wasn't born in St. Louis. I grew up in Edwardsville, Illinois. It's a little town, but I'm a small town girl. Like, I was kind of girl, like, at our house, you didn't worry about if your door was locked or not. You know, you grew up and you know everybody. Like, we all grew up together from elementary school till I graduated from high school. I knew all my friends, and I still keep in contact with them right now. So I appreciate that small town living.
Born to Anthony Patterson and Anita Morris, LaToya was the oldest of 3 siblings.
I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers, but one of my brothers, he passed away when he was 3 years old. He was a couple of years younger than me, but when he was like 3 years old, he got diagnosed with leukemia.
And that was a rough time, so with that passing, that caused me and LaToya to become close. We were really kind of almost like sisters, more so than mother and daughter. We had a mother-daughter and a sister-type relationship, but she knew I was mom, and she knew to respect me as mom, you know. So I didn't have that where I had to wrestle with trying to be her friend and be her mom at the same time. I let her know I'm mom. I
am the product of a teenage love affair. My parents were young when I was conceived, so, you know, we had a unique situation.
When I had LaToya, I was young. I was only 15 years old. And you know, when you're in high school, you know, you don't want to tell nobody you're pregnant because you know all your friends are going to make fun of you or talk about you.
When I found out she was pregnant, I was hurt, you know, because she was in school, hadn't finished school yet. So, but she did go back to school.
By having LaToya, Anita suffered ridicule from her schoolmates and even as close as her church home.
You know, everybody was like, well, you need to get rid of her. You need to get rid of that baby. You're too young to be having a child. And it never even dawned on me to abort my child. I just, you know, I was ashamed, but at the same time, it never crossed my mind that I would get rid of it. Once I started, you know, the pregnancy, and I just continued the pregnancy, and then when I delivered the beautiful baby girl, there was no way I was glad that I hadn't got rid of her. It may not have came out the way that I wanted it to come out, but God had a plan.
I really didn't want to see him, you know, dropping the baby off here and drop him off there, so I would keep him. And then I would go to church, drive the bus to the church, and I would have them with me, and they would be saying, well, they wouldn't bog me down with them children, I wouldn't keep them. Well, I just act like I didn't hear him.
At a very young age, LaToya's gift for singing started to really shine through.
At the age of like 3 is when she first started singing. She was at choir. She was in this, what they have at church called a sunshine band choir, and she would lead most of the songs. But what's funny is when she was leading the songs, she still had her pacifier hanging around her neck.
When I was little, I used to set up my little baby dolls, and like most little girls wanted to comb their dolls' hair and put pretty clothes on them, and I made them my background singers. Well,
one time she was singing at church, and there was a young lady that she always sang her song. Her name was Daleon Richardson. Some of you probably familiar with her, but LaToya used to sing her song, and she would sing and she would hit those notes.
Gotta move up the mountain, gotta pull the devil down, 'cause he doesn't have a right to be on higher ground.
And I was like, wow, she got something. You know, God is blessed her with a gift. If she don't just sing, she's gifted to sing. It's a lot of people that can sing. A lot of people have voices. I can sing, but I don't think that was my calling.
Being gifted to sing wasn't a surprise, as LaToya would be following in the footsteps of her parents.
So LaToya got a lot of her gifting from her parents. Like I said, I sang a lot when I was younger, and her father was musically inclined. I didn't know that at the time when we were dating, but as he got older and he went his way and I went my way, I found out later that he was producing and that he was making records and making songs.
Oh yeah, we're Wilson, making noise. We're from East St. Louis, Illinois. No, you hear my words, you can't understand me. Kicking it live. Oh yes, we're in Miami. With the Wilson crew.
I didn't grow up in a house with my mom and with my dad. My dad had actually moved to Miami, and he went down to Miami. He was pursuing his musical career. He actually was a rapper, and he had a group. They called themselves the Wordsome Crew, and down there they were making a lot of noise in Miami. Like, they were hooking up with, like, you know, artists of their time, like Kumo D, Houdini, Run DMC, all those guys. They had radio shows and all that kind of stuff, and things were really going pretty well for him down there in Miami. I didn't get to see him a whole lot, but, you know, he would send back stuff and send pictures and all that kind of stuff, so things were going really, really well for him down there. Actually, I remember the day. We were coming back from my grandma's house, and my mom was picking me up from my grandma's house, and we were walking, and we got in the car, and she just said, "I have to tell you something." And I was like, "What?" She said, "Well, you know, your dad passed away."
I know it had to be hard for her to adjust having lost her father at an early age.
I really felt like, wow, I got robbed. You know, I got robbed of some opportunities because I didn't have, at that time in my life, I didn't really have that person in your life to tell you, you know, you can do anything, or tell you that you're valuable, or tell you that you're beautiful, and tell you that you're pretty, and all of that kind of stuff. You know, I was always still surrounded by love, but, you know, there's just something about having, you know, that father figure to tell you.
And so I kind of played the role of being the big brother. And so through life, I always learned to respect the fact that I wasn't her natural father, but at the same time, try to be there for her if and when she needed me.
Well, I'm a bit of an overachiever. I don't know any other way to put that. I like a challenge, and even when I was a kid, anytime somebody told me that I couldn't do something, I spent probably the majority of my time proving that I could.
Toya could have been a straight A student. She was very close to being a straight A student.
Growing up in Edwardsville, it was a really diverse community. It was mixed. It was a lot, you know, it wasn't as many minorities there as it was, you know, predominantly white people. So, you know, we had those things that I guess people just thought that you were supposed to be kind of slow.
Edwardsville is a very, I don't want to say prejudiced town, but you don't see too many black people in leadership roles in the school district.
I always felt like I had a point to prove. And so when I got into high school, I found myself taking like advanced courses and stuff like that. But math wasn't my strong suit. Numbers didn't really make sense to me, but I love words. Something really magical to me about words. English was my strong suit. I love music, but just the marriage of the two, of words and sound, that was just something magical to me.
In spring of '96, there was a new addition added to LaToya's close-knit family, who would repair and restore her for the better.
Later on down the line, my mom met this guy, and they got married. And he's a wonderful man, and later on became my pastor too. But you know, as I was growing up, because they got married when I was like a teenager, so in some regards I kind of felt like I already knew what I wanted to do with my life, so I really wasn't trying to hear what he was trying to say to me.
I had a stick-to-it mentality because I saw the potential that was in her, and I knew that if she would have came into ministry relaxed and didn't have any level of accountability, that's the way she would have been now.
He implemented some core things in me, and he kind of restored some things in me that I didn't even know were broken.
I think every stage or every level that we went through, I think it propelled her to another level. And I think right now where she is was birthed through all of those steps that she had to go through.
LaToya so happened to cross paths with her soulmate, who propelled her to the next level. Singer, platinum producer, Reese Beats.
You know, I was thinking about, she can sing, you know, now she had somebody else doing this beside her husband, she would have to pay him a lot of money, wouldn't she? But see, they got together, he knows how to do this, and she knows how to sing, so it all worked out, didn't it? You know, the Lord worked it out.
Something about favor. The first time I heard LaToya sing, I believe, I used to sing with a group called By Request, and she had came with our school or something, because I think it was like a Black History program or some type of program, and she came with a school. And after we got off stage, my friend had came to me and said, dude, you gotta check out this girl. Man, she can sing. So I'm like, okay, that's cool, that's fine, that's fine. So I kind of turned my back from the stage, and then I heard a voice. I was like, whoa. So I stopped doing what I do, turned around, and it was a little tiny little girl on stage with a huge voice. And that was the first time I met her. Boom.
You know, when we got together, it was just something like, I don't believe in magic, but it was just something, it was like a miracle happened. Like there was something unique in our relationship. He makes me a better artist. You know, he brings out the best of me musically. He brings out the best of me, you know, on a personal level.
I was blessed to be able to see Toya like really mature her gift, like her gift in writing and all that. Cause you know, I came in when she really wasn't writing a lot, really wasn't singing. She was singing a lot, but it really wasn't a career. She really wasn't pursuing it. So I was blessed to see her at that stage and see her grow into like a stupid writer. Stupid is good, actually. You know what I'm saying? Stupid is not a bad word. For those people that are watching that think stupid is a bad word, stupid is a great word. I'm just trying to get big words just to so you can understand how fantastic her writing is.
You know, when he makes the beats and, you know, when I write the songs and stuff like that and you put all that together, it's just something wonderful that comes out of that. You know, he inspires me to be a good artist. He inspires me to be a good person. So, you know, that relationship is really important to me.
Yeah, Toya, she reminds me a lot of like Lauryn Hill and probably like Aaliyah. Because Aaliyah knew how to deliver a record. She had a real sweet voice, but her passion and whatever she was talking about, she knew how to deliver it.
Like now, even now, like when I go places and I sing, I get that all the time, and people be like, you remind me of like Lauryn Hill, or you remind me of Aaliyah. And I guess that's because of the heavy influence. I listened to them like on repeat. You know, back in the day, that's all I used to listen to. And so I guess you can pick up on that influence in my music now, even right now as I sing for God.
During the process of recording Becoming, oh my God, it was a time where, you know, we as a family, us as me and Toya was, you know, we were going through a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? A lot of changes in our lives.
You know, I just started getting inspiration. Like God just started, you know, giving me words and giving me ideas. And so, you know, whenever I got those ideas, I would just sit and I would just write them down. Sometimes I could write a song like in 15 minutes. Sometimes I'd write it in a day and a half. Sometimes I have to take a break, you know, just leave it alone for a long time and then just come back and knock it out at another time. But, you know, it was a roller coaster experience. God
was dealing with us on a lot of different things, which now I understand was the fuel for the album. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't have a testimony, if you ain't been through nothing, how can you tell somebody else something?
One of my favorite songs from the album Becoming is a song that I'm featured on. It's called Rock Out. And that song, I really like that song because it's an upbeat song, and I like doing upbeat crunk type songs to get people in that atmosphere of praise and atmosphere of showing people that we can still have fun on this walk. And Rock Out is one of them songs that if you love God, it helps you go crazy.
Becoming was a song that I did with my homegirl Chastity, and that song is talking about, like, one of the lyrics in the song says that it's so good to know that I'm in your hands, and knowing that, you know, you're in the hands of God, it leaves you open for anything. And just knowing that, you know, I'm in the process of becoming, you know, even in my own story, I had a lot of trials, had a lot of tribulations, had a lot of ups, had a lot of downs, but even as where I am right now, I haven't become everything that I'm going to become yet. You know, I'm still in the process of growing. I haven't become the Christian that I want to be. I'm still in the process of becoming it. And I think that with this album, people, wherever you are in your process, you know, I think that you'll be able to get something, you know, from this album.
What I love about the CD is that it's versatile. You can, older people can listen to it, young people can listen to it, little kids can groove to it, because it's something in there for everybody. And I know that it was anointed by God, and I know that it's gonna touch a lot of people. I know that it will.
Toya shows God in a different light for the world to see him, you know what I'm saying? Because people tired of seeing God the same way. You know what I'm saying? It's like he is God. So she takes him out the box on the Becoming album.
I'm LaToya Wilson, and I am becoming.
I'm
lost for words.
Something about favor.